Tennessee is now at Indianapolis, so we have an elite AFC South matchup here. The total currently on the DK Sportsbook, 49.5. Oh, wait a minute. I have breaking news from Tom Glennon. 50.5, the total jumping up, matching that Tampa Bay New Orleans one. Go ahead, Pearce. You want to go over this one. I know you do.
I do. I guess I'm gonna follow the public, or at least the big money, whoever's pushing this line up. Both these pass defenses are terrible. Indianapolis has a terrible pass defense. It is a banged up pass defense. They have a good run defense, statistically, analytically, but a lot of that has to do with the funnel. Teams are just going to pass against Indianapolis, and that'll do fine. But for the most part, the run defense really isn't that great either. Eli Mitchell had 100 yards on this team last week. Derrick Henry went for over 100 yards in his first matchup. I don't think Tennessee is going to have any problem running the ball against this team. They're definitely not going to have any trouble passing. And it's the same thing with Tennessee. Tennessee has a terrible pass defense and a decent run defense. But again, it's another funnel situation. So an average pass defense can move the ball and score against Tennessee. Well, that's what Indianapolis is. And a good run offense, which is Indianapolis with Taylor, can also move the ball against Tennessee. So I think both of these offenses will be elevated and the defenses will continue to struggle.
Hey, Geoff, this just jumping from 49.5 to 50.5. How does that impact your decision here?
I mean, it doesn't really impact it at all. It was way too low at 49.5, and I still too low at 50.5. I think you'll see this total perhaps reach 52 by game time. Pearce nailed it, man. I mean, you've got two offenses who can move the ball in multiple facets of the game. I've talked about this earlier in the week about both these teams have highly variable offensive weapons. And by highly variable, I mean Derrick Henry can just, in the snap of your fingers, 70-yard touchdown. Jonathan Taylor can do the same thing. We've seen Carson Wentz start to play better. And look, even if Carson Wentz does his Carson Wentz like dance in the red zone and like just decides to chuck it over his head to the other team, that's fine because it could lead to pick sixes or just quick possessions on offense. So there's nothing about this game that really has me saying here, oh, these defenses are going to take a step up. You even look at the trends last year. Frank Reich, Mike Vrabel, both their teams, the Colts were 10-7 to the over. The Titans were 11-4-2 to the over. So both of these coaches have also trended towards the over a fairly large sample size. I'm surprised that this even started at a sub 50 total. It was definitely one of my favorite bets. And even at 50.5, man, I mean, you have to go the over here, in my opinion. I think you will see this one continue to climb. And I think this spot between these two teams and two offenses who are playing really well, like let's give the Colts offense some credit, over 25 points in 3 straight games, it makes for a very good over spot.